All right. Well, great. Well, thank you for participating, continuing to stay engaged with us here. We want to have a great conversation. Ravi, first of all, thank you so much for being here with us today. We talk about people travel to get here, planes, trains, and automobiles. Maybe just highlight a little bit of the background of the scale and a little bit about Avis Budget.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you to you and to the Oracle team for having me here to talk about our story. So Avis was founded by Warren Avis in 1946 in Detroit, Michigan. That's 79 years ago. Today, we operate a fleet of over 500,000 cars globally. We operate in 175 countries. We have 20,000 teammates across the globe. We have two headquarters, one which is in Parsippany, New Jersey, and the other is in Bracknell in the UK. Our business model is twofold. We own many of our own locations, but we also have franchisees, or what we call licensees, across the globe that help carry the brand forward, but they operate independently.
Yeah. So, Ravi, you got a tremendous wealth of experience in many different areas of the industry, the airline industry, Google Transportation, now Avis Budget. I mean, what's a common thread that you look across around all of those industries together in your experiences?
It's all about all of you. People. Moving people to their destinations safely, on time, and trying to make those journeys pleasurable has always been a dream of mine. I spent 18 years in aviation, founded a small airline named Virgin America in Burlingame, California, and here I am. So it's all about people. And as long as people need mobility, I want to be part of that game.
Yeah, it's incredible to see how all of those industries complement one another and the impact that it has on transportation, logistics, and global mobility around the world. And part of that is that the industry has gone through a massive amount of transformation, and your own business is going through a significant transformation. Maybe we could talk a little bit about that in terms of the work that you're doing, your choice of OCI to bring your workloads into OCI. Maybe share a little bit about the choice, the decision, how it's going, and your engagement with the Oracle team.
Sure. At a 1,000-foot level, we're working on three very large areas in our company. One is customers. How do we improve customer acquisition, and how do we improve customer experience? Supremely important for us, because that drives EBITDA, revenue, loyalty. The second is vehicles. How do we optimize a vehicle buy sell, and how do we optimize the utilization of our vehicles? As you can imagine, if we have cars that are not in customers' hands, well, they're a liability. Yeah. They're not making money for us. And the third is people, our strongest asset, and I would say the one that we really have to protect, and upskilling them, creating centers of excellence, and giving them all the contemporary tools to help them be successful. So that's how we're looking at it. Now, when you bring all that into the frame of, okay, well, how does this translate into technology? For us, it's all about data. Data is the oil. You've all heard this many, many times. For us, it is absolutely the oil. No pun intended, because we work for a car company, a rental company. But it's very important for us to figure out how to activate it. So the 500,000 cars I spoke about, by end of August, 80% of those cars will be fully connected, meaning they're sending telematics, GPS location, we're doing fuel checks, all those things. We're looking at TPMS. Every car has a bus called the CAN bus that we use to read the car signals to make sure that when a customer has the car, that they're safe to drive. So data is something that is very, very deeply embedded in our company. And in our infinite wisdom in the yesteryears, the company made a very good decision to basically store every bit of data. We just didn't do a very good job of extracting value from it. Yeah. And that's what we are focused on right now. And why OCI? It's very simple. You guys know data. There are a number of things I want to talk about Oracle. So my experience with Oracle started in 1989 with Oracle version 5.0. I still have the media kit, 5.25-inch floppy disks. Yeah, I'm like that. But I have that. So Oracle has enterprise druthers. You guys know enterprise. That's a big check mark for me. Yeah. Two, the partnership you bring to the table. I would say, Mark, you know, Dave and team, Shajil and team, the partnership you bring to the table is very powerful for us because it really enables us. And then the new tools. You know, last week I was in Chicago with OCAB, Oracle CAB, and they were talking about 23AI, the database. And I'm like incredibly excited about that. And the speaker before us was just talking about it too. The tools it will give to us will really enable us to do magical things. Yeah. One last point. By the end of August, we are looking at transitioning an enterprise data warehouse to 23AI on OCI.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a big, big, big deal for us. And we didn't make this decision lightly, but we know we are the best partner in the industry for that. Why I'm excited about 23AI is because I learned last week that the LLMs, you know, whether you have O3 from OpenAI, you have Gemini from Google, and you have, you know, Llama, all of them will be natively available on 23AI on OCI. It's incredible for me because that means I do not have to transport my data from OCI to any other place to get the insights from it. Yeah. And that's power that, you know, I salute your engineering team for building this product.
I love the fact that even just in the last week, in terms of the efforts and what you've heard, and you're able to regurgitate that right now because you're already consuming how that can have an impact on your business. And if you think about all of the data that you just mentioned and the collection of all of that data across everything from, you know, your customer preferences, the demands that they have, your fleet, everything that you were saying, the telemetry coming off the vehicles. We heard a lot about AI today. Are you starting to use AI in terms of how you synthesize that data and make use of better outcomes, whether it's fleet performance or customer experience? And any thoughts on that?
Sure. On the customer experience side, we're already using AI in a pilot to do damage detection. Mm-hmm. So we have cameras set up on the egress and ingress lanes of some of our major airports, and we take real-time videos, chop them up into frames, and send them across to the cloud to get a disposition on damage. Why is that important for customer experience? Is we can have, you know, our frontline teams, you know, the people who work in locations, can have more gentle and straightforward conversations with customers because nobody likes to talk about damage to a car. So it's important for us. Where else are we using AI? My team, my engineering team is here. We're using AI to actually write code. You know, it's going to be very important. I see soon, 2 years from now, entry-level and mid-level engineers are going to be kind of out of work because the AI is going to be so strong and so powerful. In fleet movement, we've just started our work to figure out how, so now we're in the planning stages of how do we do revenue management, basically commercial activity, and marry that with fleet movement to ensure we have the most optimized fleet presence at a given location. And that we can only do with AI because the amount of data that we have to crunch and the kind of insights we have to get, it's impossible to do it in the traditional way.
Yeah, yeah. So Ravi, you know, I'm going on a trip next week, okay? And I had to rent a car. I had to actually rent 2 cars because my family's coming with me. And Ravi has no idea any of these questions I'm asking him. He's like going, oh shoot, where is this going? Let me get to the end of the story first. I rented 2 Avis cars, so
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the good part of the story. But look, I got on. I was trying to do some research. I got on. I was monkeying around on your website, and then I saw, you know, I was like, wait a second here. This is like a little bit difficult. I went to the app, new app, and it was super easy. Bang, pick the car, select the date, rent, done, easy. How are you transforming the omni-channel experience?
That's a great question. Great question. So last year we completely rewrote our app in a record 7 months globally. We delivered one global platform. So for all of you listening, it's a little bit mind-blowing, but we had 4 different code bases for 4 different apps. Avis America, Budget America, Avis Europe, and Budget Europe. 4 different code bases, 4 different teams, equating to like brain damage. So we consolidated the mobile experience. Why? Because that's where customers are most. Their day of travel is most important to us. So we said, let's hit the mobile app first. In July, we will have completed the exact same transformation for our websites.
That's great.
We have 76 global e-commerce websites that will be consolidated into one platform by the end of July. We do a drip launch all the way through end of September. And by the end of the year, all our global platforms will be on, global websites will be on one platform.
That's a perfect example of really, I'm going to say, application rationalization, simplification, and then now having this great omni-channel experience. Maybe a couple of rapid fire questions for you here. So, what's your favorite road trip experience in an Avis Budget vehicle?
Oh, last year, my wife and I are very outdoors people. We love hiking. So we went to Maine and New Hampshire. We hiked a lot, and it was just beautiful, just the two of us, no kids. Saw the fall colors, hiked Acadia National Park, and that was it. So, and then, of course, we did Joshua Tree a few months ago, and I'm sure we'll do more.
Yeah.
But that's very memorable because I got time with my wife like I ordinarily wouldn't have because we have two daughters.
You ever show up at the Avis counter and they say, Mr. Ravi, we don't have your vehicle for you?
No, because because I bring my own car.
I know you're a motorcycle guy.
Yeah.
And have been for decades and experience. Can you go rent a motorcycle from Avis Budget?
Not yet. I'm still trying to convince the board it's a good idea.
I'm sure there's a risk profile.
They tell me that we pay enough insurance for you because you ride so fast. So I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But it's wishful thinking. Yeah.
As you're going through this transformation, the company is going through a transformation, a new CEO as well, and new CRO, yourself in terms of the transformation you're making. If you were to look and say, hey, 5 years down the road, as a CDIO, Chief Digital and Innovation Officer, what would I want to leave my predecessor going forward?
Oh, a fantastic team. My leadership team sitting right there. They're the best of the best in the industry. Hello. I'll be leaving them. That's the legacy that I would have created. Other than that, I would say, we're in a journey. And for us to develop the systems, platforms, and use the technology to drive revenue, EBITDA, customer experience, that's what we leave them. I just want to leave it in a better place than I found it. But I'm very, very heartened that I have a fantastic team who can take the flag and really take it further.
There's been a generational shift in terms of how people utilize mobility. And if you think about the boomers in terms of the generation, you go down through the different generations, people come, it's planes, trains, automobiles. You get through your plane, you go on a train, you get to the automobile counter, you rent your car, and you go. Many people are clicking the ride share and everything else. How do you think about transformation and Avis Budget leading that transformation going forward?
Oh, mobility is everything. So I see, not too distant future where autonomous vehicles will become a complete reality. I mean, just look outside this hotel. The congestion is incredible, and how much time you lose in productivity because you can't get to point A from point A to point B. And I want to say this, it's because human beings drive poorly. And once you have an autonomous, central nervous system for vehicles, in especially congested areas, I think this is going to change the paradigm. There will be a day, I hope, in my lifetime, at least my career at Avis, that you will have an autonomous vehicle pick you up outside your gate, at any given terminal in any airport, and then you drive away in it. And so you don't ever have to take a shuttle to the car rental counter. You don't ever have to take a train. The car will come to you. And if I've done that,
that would be fantastic. That would be. Last question. If you were to describe your experience with Oracle in one word, what would it be?
Fantastic.
Great. Ravi, we appreciate your partnership. We are grateful for the opportunity to continue to work with the Avis Budget team on your transformation. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for sharing your story with the crowd.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.